Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. This is where we give you your top headlines, trending topics, and what we're working on for you right now ahead of our 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 11 p.m. TV shows. We have a historic day today, again, in the impeachment inquiry hearings. The House Judiciary Committee has voted to recommend articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. I'll let you know what's coming up next in just a moment. We'll also take a look at shipping deadlines that are already here for your holiday gifts. And then 3 News sports reporter Matt Florjancic will join me. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns players donating a pretty big chunk of money to a charity. Individually as well, by the way, not the team. These are the players we're talking about. And then we'll be talking about Cleveland Indians spring training and how you can get access to those games in Arizona. Before we finish it off, letting you know what's going on here in the weekend in Northeast Ohio. Okay, first up to the big news of the day, the House Judiciary Committee has voted to recommend articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. The two charges are abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The first charge, abuse of power, is related to a phone call that took place on July 25th where Trump is accused of pressuring the president of Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden. And in doing so, Trump is accused of holding back aid that Ukraine needed in order to fend off issues with Russia. Related to the obstruction of Congress charge, that's related to the president not complying with subpoenas throughout the impeachment inquiry hearings process. Trump has denied all wrongdoing throughout this process. Both articles passed today by a vote of 23-17, right along party lines. All Democrats in favor, all Republicans against of recommending the articles of impeachment to the House. The articles now are expected to be sent to the full House for a vote next week. After the vote this morning, Trump tweeted, quote, "How do you get impeached when you have done nothing wrong? A perfect call," end quote. And then he went on to list things that he says he's done to better the country during his pregnancy. So the full House vote on the articles is expected next week. That's before Congress goes on recess for the holidays. Now, with Congress looking at that deadline, another deadline that many of us are taking a look at is shipping deadlines for the holidays. And I have to tell you, 2 of them are pretty much already here. One of them is today. UPS ground shipping, so this is your regular UPS shipping, that deadline is today if you want to get your gifts to people by Christmas Eve, December 24th, which is coming up very soon. That's in 11 days, if you haven't counted, because today is Friday, December 13th. Now, if you're using USPS, the regular old United States Postal Service, that ground shipping deadline is tomorrow, Saturday, December 14th. If you want to just use regular shipping and not pay any extra money in order to get your packages where they need to go by December 24th. So that's whether you're shipping them to someone or if you're ordering something online in order to get it to your home. You need to be thinking ahead, at least 11 days ahead if you're trying to get those packages where they need to be in time for Christmas. UPS and FedEx are also experiencing delays because the volume is very high this year due to all this internet shopping that we've been doing. Okay, now that you know that, you're aware of your deadlines, you've got your holiday gifts where they need to go, we're going to bring in Matt Florjancic and we're going to talk to him first up about Cleveland Browns players donating $100,000 to the Lutheran Metropolitan Ministries Breaking New Ground initiative.
Yeah, it was part of the Browns' 10 Days of Giving campaign that they are on right now for the holiday season, and it was really a player-driven initiative. The players contributed the majority of the money to this cause to help people affected by the criminal justice system who are coming out of homelessness to find homes, and they're looking in the St. Clair Superior area through Lutheran Metropolitan Ministries, who has the funds to purchase up to 20 homes to help these families out, especially during the cold winter months.
Wow, and I think it's pretty incredible that this is actually a player-driven initiative because the Browns organization is committed to social justice. Dee Haslam is on the committee,
yep.
Right? But this was just the players that gave up $100,000.
Yeah, the players gave up the majority of it. The team helped get them to the $100,000 mark, but just an incredible thing for the guys in that locker room to do. It's an initiative that they have taken up the mantle for, if you will, very seriously since 2017, led by the efforts of linebacker Christian Kirksey. And it's no surprise that during the holidays they're going to help reach out further and give people opportunities that they otherwise would not have had.
So this is day 6 of their 10 days of giving, right? So we're sort of right smack dab in the middle of it. It kicked off for them on Sunday, December 8th when we beat the Bengals at home. That wasn't the gift. The gift they started that day.
I would argue, though, that was a pretty important gift, but it wasn't the big thing. That actually kicked off their toy drive. Partnership with the United States Marine Corps Reserve, the Toys for Tots campaign. Anybody who was in attendance at the game had an opportunity to donate either money or a new toy to the Marines so they can help give more people a better Christmas or a better holiday season and something to look forward to.
And that was also the day we had 20 players participating in the My Cause, My Cleats.
Yep. Yeah, there were a lot of causes across many different charitable spectrums. Odell Beckham Jr. helped raise awareness for the Berea Animal Rescue Fund. Jarvis Landry tried to raise awareness for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is something that is very near and dear to him because he lost his high school sweetheart to CF, and a myriad of other of charities were represented. Baker Mayfield represented Special Olympics, and just it was good to see such a diverse landscape of what these players are really interested in doing in the community. And it really shows that these guys are more than just about playing the game of football. They want to help out in the community, and this is just one of the ways they chose to do it.
Right, and so we have 4 more days to see what else the organization does with the rest of their 10 days of giving?
Yes, we do. There's going to be several youth and high school football announcements made over the next few days, and a couple of give back events, Browns give back events coming up next Tuesday, all in conjunction with the 10 days of giving. Also want to shout out Joel Batonio, star offensive lineman for the Browns. He did a Shop with the Pro event. It is a tradition that Eric Steinbach and Joe Thomas started several years ago, going back probably almost 10 now, and it's been an opportunity for a Browns player or several players in this case to help children in need get a Christmas. And they went to the Dick's Sporting Goods store in North Olmsted and gave them a shopping spree.
Wow. How incredible for that, not only for that child to get those gifts and experience, that feeling of gratitude, but also just to hang out with some Browns players. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I know. It's fun to be at these events, to cover it, and to see the reactions that everybody has towards the Browns players. And you can almost see it humanizes them to where they're not just the guys that you see on TV. These guys are really in the community, and they're trying to better people's lives through their efforts, and they've done a very good job at it. And under the direction of the foundation president, which would be Renee Harvey, and then the director of community outreach, Jenner Takancic, the Browns have really embraced this community, and not just the city of Cleveland in specifically, but in general, Northeast Ohio.
Well, you really love to see that. I know that really warms my heart. That's so awesome. All right, now let's take a look at the other big team in town, one of the other big teams in town, the Cleveland Indians. Even though we don't know exactly what the Indians are going to look like, we can get tickets to their spring training very soon, tomorrow, right?
Yep. The Indians announced this morning that spring training tickets go on sale on Indians.com tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which is around noon Eastern Time. So you will be able to get your tickets to see the Indians play in the Cactus League in 2020. A couple of promotional days. They have couple of kids. They have 2 kids autograph days. They have a Shane Bieber bobblehead day, and they also have Sunday fun days for the kids at the park.
But we have to go to Arizona, right?
Yes.
That's where this takes. Yeah. That's where this takes place. In case you didn't know,
Yep.
I didn't know at first. I was like, "Oh, this sounds cool." Oh, it's in Arizona.
Sorry about that.
No, don't apologize. You didn't plan it for Arizona.
I'm sure you'd be more than welcome to go out there, though. It's a fantastic, by all accounts that I've heard, it's a fantastic experience to go out there and just enjoy the game. But it's also a great ballpark, and the area around Goodyear has really built up over the years. And it wouldn't be that hard to get in there. It's a short drive from Phoenix, and there's an airstrip right next to the ballpark anyway. So if you want to go that route, it'd probably be pretty easy to find
you
your way.
know, you're the tour guide. Have you been out there?
I
for
have
the spring
not.
training? Okay.
That's one of the few things on the bucket list I still have left to accomplish.
Well, maybe.
Hopefully this year or next year we get that done.
Right, we can pitch something. We can do the live stream from the Cactus League. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I would sign up for that. You got that written down? I'll sign it right now.
We'll get in that dry heat because we're going to need it because the spring season opens February 22nd.
Yes.
It's going to be cold here then.
It's going to be cold here then, but it's also probably going to be cold when they kick off the regular season in late March, and they would happen to open the season at Progressive Field against the Detroit Tigers. So hopefully we won't have a repeat of 2007 where everything got snowed out and they had to move the opening series to Milwaukee.
Oh no, that would be terrible. Yeah, let's hope not for that. Hopefully they bring back some of that nice dry heat with them from Arizona.
Yep, and as long as they keep the bats hot though, cold weather they can handle. Just keep the bats warm.
That sounds good. All right. Well, both of these stories are up on WKYC.com, so you can check those out. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Appreciate it. All right. So that is available, as Matt said, on Saturday. You can get those tickets. The link is on WKYC.com. If you're looking for some other fun things to do this weekend, there are a couple really cool things happening on Saturday. One of them is the Holiday Party and Celebrity Fashion Show. This is the Friends of Zach Reed Holiday Party and Celebrity Fashion Show, and this benefits Toys for Tots. This is Saturday night. Doors open at 6 p.m. It goes to 11 p.m. and it takes place at the Lake Effect Studios in downtown Cleveland. You can get in for $10 if you bring a new unwrapped toy with you, or you can just pay $20 if you don't have time or aren't able to get a toy to bring, and you can reserve those tickets in advance. We have that link up on the website. So their goal here is to collect 1,000 toys for children in need in Northeast Ohio. Zach Reed, in case you're not aware, he is a former city councilman, and he started this event 20 years ago. And then back in 2012, he added the fashion show, which includes local celebrities. Always a great time. The fashion show is a big hit, but the main purpose here is the children. And they said in years past, they've raised $2,000 to $3,000 so that they're able to get plenty of toys and meet that goal of getting 1,000 toys for children here in Northeast Ohio. If you're looking for something fun to do before that, you can head to Gordon Square in the Detroit Shoreway neighborhood of Cleveland for Winter Tide 2019. This event is in its 4th year, and it's put on by the Detroit Shoreway Community Development Organization and the Cleveland Public Theater. Very cool event. They close down the area. They're shopping from the stores in the area, but there are also performances at a main stage, both musical and theatrical. It's very interactive. There are fire pits out there to keep you warm. There's a beer garden for the adults, and then there's a free kid zone that has hands-on activities, and you can get your photo with Santa Claus there. The big man will be making a stop. There's also a free trolley, by the way, to Cleveland Bazaar's Holiday Market, which is also happening this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So you can go to 2 events in one if you head to Wintertide. This is in Gordon Square in Detroit Shoreway from 2 to 6 p.m. on Saturday. And if you would like some festive fun for a Sunday fun day, you can hit up the Pride Brunch at Jilly's Music Room in Akron. This is co-hosted by the Akron Pride Festival, so you can get your Bloody Marys, your mimosas. They even have gluten-free options at Jilly's, and there will be drag performances by some of Akron's top royalty, including the reigning queen, Cherry Veneer, as well as Alejandra J. Love, King Jeremiah. This is happening on Sunday from 11:30 to 2:30. There's no cost to attend, but you should probably call to make reservations, and we do have that phone number up on the weekend guide on WKYC.com, so keep that in mind. And for those of you who have been much awaiting the opening of Top Golf, it's open today in Independence, Ohio, if you want to check that out. And it is heated. We did have Brandon Simmons out there. We know for sure that it's heated. And Mike Polk will be giving us a first look at that in our evening shows today in 6 p.m. What Matters Most. You can check that out. And also, I believe, 7 p.m. Front Row. And those newscasts you can stream on WKYC.com in addition to watching them over the air on Channel 3. And if you have an HD antenna, you can get Channel 3 for free. And you can also find those in our 3 News app, which if you don't have it, you should download it. Thank you so much for joining us here on 3 News Now. If you don't already, make sure you like our Facebook page. That's at facebook.com/WKYC.channel3. And also subscribe to our YouTube page. That is at youtube.com/user/WKYCTV. While you're there, and you hit the subscribe button, make sure you also click the bell so you get notifications every single time we go live so that you can be a part of all of our 3 News Now afternoon updates. Let's keep this conversation going. You can tweet me directly at _Stephanie Haney. You can also message me directly on Instagram. I'm always checking my messages, so that's probably the quickest place to reach me there. Also on Twitter. And we will see you back on Monday for 3 News Now. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm Stephanie Haney.